as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo. And I hope you like this show. Wow.
Ooh, Carmen, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy. That's the perfect way to drink a cup of coffee. You have your arm just straight out, like a wing, you know?
You used to do only black coffee. Now you realize that it's way better with cream in it.
Oh, man. Changed my life, Carmen.
I don't know why you were drinking it black.
Because that's what men do.
See? That's silly.
So I was reading this article this week, and it's an article about it's an article about
Kurt, come on.
It's an article about dinks. Sorry, it's an article about dinks. Do you know what a dink is?
No.
It's a couple that has a dual income and no kids. A dink.
So that's us.
We are dinks.
Yeah.
So like apparently on social medias and stuff. I'm sorry, I just find that's funny because a dink is like
A dummy.
like a dummy or just
I know, I get it.
So on social medias, people have been posting, living that dual income life, no kids, dink life, and people that do have kids, they're like, good luck dying alone, like you're gonna get old and not have anybody to take care of you.
Yeah, but then you got, like you were talking about before, you're like, man, nowadays these kids are staying in the house until they're like 25. They're staying in the house till they're close to 30. I feel like we know multiple people that's living with family that is way
Our
too
age.
damn old to be living with their parents. But then it's two things that go with that, I guess, because with the recession and like inflation being so crazy and everything, it's kind of like, man,
Maybe that's not such a bad idea.
It's not such a bad idea in that aspect. But if you just like are somebody who just never tried and your parents just like took care of you and never pushed you to like do anything else, then that's a whole different like situation.
Right.
If you're actually adding to the income, you're not just like
A sponge.
then that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I mean, big
Yeah.
up to you, because I think
That's the really that's gone away, with the American dream of having your own stuff, but
Yeah.
it used to be that whole families lived in the house together.
I
And that's
agree,
just
but
how
it's
it
like,
was.
but like I know a kid here, and his grandparents have a house, and then he has like his own like separate little like the guest house or whatever that he lives in, and his grandparents love the fact that he lived with them. They love their grandkid, and like he's gonna go cut the grass and like those little things that help him around the house, but like realistically, it's not really helping him. He's just sponging off of them. He don't pay rent. He don't pay no bills or nothing. It's like sometimes he forget to even pick his checks up. That's how much the money is not even a factor for him. It's like, that's a bit much. Like, you don't want to have your own space, and it's like, why would I have my own space and have to pay for it? You guys are, like, who's stupid?
Isn't this good enough? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But you can never be an alpha male. You can't really. You're always gonna be the bum in the room when you're around a bunch of adults. They're gonna say he's the one that doesn't do things for himself, and people judge you for that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I find it interesting because it's people that different lifestyles. People see what other people have and all that stuff, and they're like, I don't like that. But you don't actually know. I imagine a couple that has kids remember the time that they didn't But they were also
Absolutely.
younger back then,
Right.
You know, like so it was like life was different. It's not like
Right.
it's not like your life stays the same.
Right.
You
It
know?
constantly evolves,
Yeah,
or sometimes.
yeah.
But
So those 35-year-old dinks.
whoa,
Out there.
I know we got to figure out if we're gonna do that in the next couple years. But then I see all these kids walking around, they're screaming and I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to have a fucking heart attack. Shut that child up. And I think about it and I'm like, oh my god. And then you hear Cardi B talk, and she talks about how when you have babies, you have to get square nails. You know how girls had a long nails. She's like, you got to get square nails instead of the like pointy ones that everybody been getting, so that you don't like poke your baby in the face or something. She's like, but I keep my pinky nails still sharp so that I can get their boogers out. Oh my god, I almost died. Like, are you like?
You're like, I gotta deal with boogers.
Oh my god, I don't know if I can deal with this. It sounds horrific.
Right, and then. Get this, I remember being a little kid, and I was at a friend's house, and I had a boogie in my nose, and my friend's mom had to get the boogie out.
Oh hell nah.
So imagine having one of your kids' friends over, and then you got to pick their boogers too, Carmen.
Oh my god, no, you can't. My dad used to be like, the only people's house we could go over as kids was family. We couldn't go stay at friends' houses. My dad was like, no friends over here, and y'all can't go over there. And it was that simple. They don't want to deal with our drama. We don't want to deal with theirs. So we were only allowed to go like my auntie's houses. We would stay at night. And my auntie, we're like her kids too, so she probably don't care as much as like a random parent that had to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Well, I mean, this was, in a naval base, so
yeah, it's a
that's
little,
like
but still, you ain't her kid.
all communities.
It's like, damn, bring your son over here and make sure he don't have no boogers. Leave his ass in a dry room so that shit dries up before he come over here. I don't know. Some women are different. Some people love that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Some women are made to be mothers.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I hear girls talking about it like before the kid. They'll say, "It's the most like." Telling me it's the most beautiful experience you ever have. And then I see them posting things on Facebook about this is absolute, my life sucks right now. I was like, I've had better days stressing out. And it's like, I thought you said it's the most beautiful thing ever. It's like, you stressed out today. That don't sound as fun as you made it sound to me.
Well, you're designed to not remember the bad times.
Yeah, until they're upon you again.
Right.
You're like, oh, shit.
Oh yeah, this thing again. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been up for 2 days straight because the child been just. Kids can scream for a long ass time. Like kids can literally scream themselves to sleep. They'll scream for hours straight. It's like, oh my god, that's too much. Like, did we talk about that guy on a plane that yelled at the lady on a plane?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
I believe so.
Yeah, people are saying like you can't yell in a woman's face and she's a single mom, but like that kid was probably fucking stressing him out. Like, your kid didn't scream for 3 hours straight. And I paid for this flight.
Yeah.
I see both sides, but like if you a man yelling at a woman, you're gonna look bad.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
I remember we were flying somewhere, and it was whenever we were all waiting to board.
Yeah.
And this little kid was just running around everywhere. And everybody was so happy that this kid was running around because they knew that once the kid got on the plane, it was going to be passed out.
Yeah, go ahead. Run his ass all over the
Get all
place.
over the place.
Yeah.
Where you need to go. Go over there. Go over there. Pick it up. Oh, your book's over there. Go get your book. Oh, bring me your book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give him a little melatonin before you get on that plane.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but that's what people do. It's like a normal thing people do for sure.
Yeah.
Because then they don't have to deal with that. I don't think the parents want to deal with that shit either. They're kind of a little bit embarrassed by it. You know?
Because you have this other human. And you're in charge of it.
You can't really do much about 1 and 2 year olds crying. They just, that's how they communicate. So it's that one's kind of difficult. When they like 4 and 5, then you can be like, sit your ass down for you. Like, you're getting a whooping as soon as we get home. But 1 and 2 don't really like understand that. They're too little. They don't get that. So like they just scream. It's like, oh that's a lot of years to like go through that screaming.
Yeah.
Like I say all the time at my job, you get a kid's the hot dog, and then they like, The hot dog rolled on the floor again. Can we have another one? And the kid is just screaming. And I'm like, don't give him another hot dog. That'll teach them
You
not to
got an
let it
issue
roll on
with
the floor.
these,
These
hot
hot dogs.
dogs.
Oh my God, it's so frustrating. It's the most frustrating thing. Like, why can't your child keep the hot dog in a damn bun? 'Cause most of the time they don't even want the bread. They just eat the hot dog by itself. That's how it rolls on the floor. They take it out the bread. It's like, God damn it.
Get them. Don't they cut up the dogs?
No.
Some parents.
Some parents do, yeah. Probably to keep them from rolling on the floor.
Maybe.
That's pretty funny. So Memorial Day is coming up. Memorial Day is upon us right now.
Yeah, I had a coworker. He said, "What? You cooking out this weekend?" I don't have anywhere to cook out. What are we gonna do? Get a grill and hang out in the parking lot?
No, so I just saw a couple in our building. It was this couple. They live like in a catty corner building to us, like across from us. And they had their little tiny grill. And first, so you see the man out there, and he has like his little like lighter fluid charcoal and all that stuff, and like he's out there and he's starting the grill. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, that's a little tiny grill. It's like there's bugs in that grass, and you just like sitting in the middle of the grass where the dogs like use the bathroom, and like he's just maybe he found a spot that didn't have
Right.
it didn't stink or something like. And then he's like barbecuing. He gets the stuff started, and then his girlfriend comes out and she puts down like the picnic blanket and she has the food there and he's grilling. And they grilled for probably about an hour and grilled the food and then came in the house with it. And I was like, I guess that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But doing it in that grass is just what's stressing me out. It's like, you need chairs. Why didn't they bring chairs out?
Right.
They sat on the ground on a blanket. And I was like, I ain't about that. I'm not.
My buddy Will, he keeps asking me if we're gonna have a picnic sometime. He likes to ask the same question a lot.
I
And
asked you about a picnic.
He
I'm
knows
with him.
I don't want nothing to do with a picnic. You got to sit on the ground and eat.
That's
Eat-
the biggest part.
Eat food you brought somewhere
On the ground.
on the ground.
And whose idea was it to ever
That's
do?
ridiculous. That sounds like the worst thing.
But you
ever.
talk about camping. What do you think? That's sleeping on the ground with food that you brought.
That's different though. Because,
Why is it?
Because you got the fire. You just get to hang out.
That's okay.
You're away
but,
from the technologies.
but you still on the ground.
That's okay. But you sleep on the ground. You
Right.
can have chairs. There's benches.
But you don't like the picnic scenario.
Picnic, I can't. I don't. You gotta sit on the ground and eat food you brought. like
why would people come up with
if
that?
you got cold food, it's gonna be warm. You got warm food, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
Wait, eat sandwiches? What kind of sandwiches am I
that's
supposed
what-
to eat at a picnic?
You're supposed to get sandwiches.
I don't get no paninis at a picnic.
No, you got to get a cold cut.
Yeah.
You put it in a cooler with ice, and then you get like chips and like potato salad.
So then your
and,
bread's
like,
cold?
and then you get fruit.
You got cold ass bread?
Okay, you thinking too much into this. You can finagle. You can make it okay.
I can't do this picnic.
You just don't like sitting on the ground.
I can't sit on the ground. How are
Yeah.
you supposed to sit? You sit crisscross applesauce?
Yeah,
And then you eat your sandwich like that?
yeah,
The crumbs all over my legs?
yeah. And then, so when Will
Well,
asks you about it, what you say to
I said
him?
no. No, I'm not doing a picnic.
Because I don't know his wife or anything like that, but just because I know like she's a person who's into the kids and stuff, you know what I mean? She probably one of those people who want to do picnics.
Let's go to a picnic.
Yeah, picnic time.
Because you want to have experiences with your children.
Right.
You know?
But we never needed to have. My dad wasn't having no damn picnic on the ground. He was like, that's not an experience that anybody needs. Like,
Right.
there was no way my dad was gonna go to a park and sit on the ground and eat food at a picnic.
Right.
And then
Your dad's a
running,
smart person.
We're running around irritating him, and he
I
just
always knew
sitting
I
on the
liked your
ground.
father.
Yeah, my dad was not that. He was never gonna do that.
No.
It's like, he dropped us off at the park. He didn't even hang
Like,
out.
go have your picnic.
Yeah.
I'll be
no,
back-
he
I'll
was
be back
sit-
in an hour.
He sit in the car and just watches from the car. It's like, y'all irritating. He just like watches from the car, and then once in a while he yell out the window, "Get your ass off of that!" Get down from that. Stop doing that shit. Or from the car.
Yeah.
He didn't want to come to the park with us. He's like, it's y'all irritating.
Yeah, man.
Just watch us from the car.
No picnics.
Yeah, so no.
If you
picnic.
want to do a picnic, I'll do a picnic. But
I don't really want to, but I thought it would be cute.
You think the idea of the picnic, but then when you're sitting there and you're doing it, now I gotta wash this blanket.
Yeah, and then a bug might crawl on there.
Yeah.
The girl I work with told me that she's struggling right now because she lives next to a horse farm. She lives out a little further out in the country here, and she's like, "Girl, we got ticks everywhere." She was
It's supposed
like,
to be really bad this year.
she said, "I was just that's why them people barbecuing on the damn grass. I'm looking at them crazy. It's bugs over there."
Yeah.
She said she was just laying down on her couch and one just crawled right up her chest. I said, "Are you crazy? Ticks just crawling on you?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I had one on the back of my head." She's like, "One got on the baby." She's like, "I checked my dog. The dog doesn't have any, but they're in our house and like all through our grass."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I told my husband that he got to figure this out. It's like, this is unacceptable." So he got to go get some spray or figure out how to like stop it a little bit. But she's like, "It's just bad this year. They're crawling in our house." I'm like, I ain't never even seen a tick.
Ever?
No.
Oh man. They
Where would I see ticks at?
they were on Catalina one time. You know the tree that was above our house where we lived. One time, Alan and I were driving down, and one fell on me from the tree, and it was crawling, and I felt it. I was like, "Oh, it's a tick."
Yeah, I never even seen one in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so weird about bugs that I'm constantly watching my back and looking over my shoulder.
Right. Imagine if you got one stuck to you.
That's my biggest
And
fear.
then it's there, and you gotta like
Burn it off
alcohol it off.
or suffocate it or burn it.
Yeah.
They say what you burn the bottom of it and they release.
Yeah.
I can't deal with no tick stuck to my skin. A bug stuck on me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm gonna rip it off before it's gonna be latched into my skin. Then what you gotta do? Go to the doctor.
Well, if everything comes out, you'll be okay.
But what if it don't?
Yeah, you gotta get sometimes the head will rip off and it'll be stuck in you.
Right.
Right. Then you gotta get it out.
Then you gotta go to the doctor.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm going to the doctor. What the hell? I don't want to sit there with a damn bug on me. I'm going to the emergency room.
The emergency room?
I mean, what else I'm going to do?
Yeah.
You call the clinic, they're like, "We can't get you in today." All right, so we got to go to the emergency room because I'm going to have a freak out.
Yeah. You're gonna see the dude with the board nailed to his arm, and you're gonna sit there for 3 days. Yeah. What do you got again? I got this tick in me.
I feel like, depending on who you get, maybe if like it's a woman there, she'd be like, "I understand that. Put her at the front of the line."
Yeah, right.
Put her at the front. I think this is more important than the board nailed to his arm. He did that shit on his own. She couldn't
He knew
control
what
it.
he was doing.
Yeah, she couldn't control that tick getting on her. That's really funny. So we recently just went to Louisville
Yes.
and had a visit.
It
How did you like that?
was great. It was great to see some old friends. People I hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see the city.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of history there,
Yeah.
and it was nice to see the old landmarks. It was a really short trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were there at night. You know, we got there, you know, in the afternoon, left in the morning. So it would be cool to. I think I told you on the way out. I said if you had like another half a day, you probably would have seen everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I think we still did a lot of stuff considering like how long we were there. We still kind of walked around, saw a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And I got to see all the cool little shops in the area that we were walking in. That was by that Cafe 360 place. I'll tell you this much. The way you talk about Cafe 360 is not what I expected.
All right.
I thought it was because
Well, we didn't get any food there.
absolutely not.
Right.
But I didn't know that it was gonna be what it was. When you always talked about this place, about this little hookah bar, and it's like, I'm from Detroit. Now I grew up by Dearborn. They have very nice hookah bars. It's like a popular thing to do.
Right.
A lot of Arabic people, they do hookah, so they got these nice, beautiful hookah bars where they got all these different things, and you can probably still smoke inside. Then we go there, and this place looked like a dump, Kirk.
Yeah.
It was so. And you said it always been like that.
It always looked like that. Yeah.
Oh my God! Why was y'all going there in the first
It
place?
might have looked a little bit worse, but me thinking about it, it might have looked better than what it used to look like. The thing is, it was always packed.
Right. So you don't see all that.
So you don't see everything.
Right.
But
with it not being packed, you can see all the dirt.
Well, it was always a filthy place. Like I told you, I was surprised that there was an A on the front door this time. Because whenever we used to go there, I know there was at least a B, maybe even a C at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a very clean place.
It didn't have the. Now I hadn't been there since at least for like 9 years.
Right.
It had been a long time since I've been there, maybe even more. So I mean, things are gonna be different after 9 years.
No, absolutely.
Right. I mean, they still had the chicken quesadilla on the menu, and the menus were the exact same. And I was really excited. And you were like, we walk in, we sit down, and you were like, "Do you want to order food now?" And I knew at that moment that you had no intentions to have a nice relaxing.
You could have definitely ordered food if you wanted, but I was not ordering food from that place.
I know.
It was too dirty in there. If the outside looks like this, when only thing, like the things that were wrong in there, that little tiny things that could have been corrected, mop the floor. It's like, you got people working in here, you have 0 customers. Clean off the bar. Wipe it down. Why are there stains on the bar? Why is the floor, you could sweep it and mop it? Like, even the bathroom wasn't like horrible. It's just, you just didn't even like wipe things down. All you got, just sweep and mop the damn floor.
Right.
So if the people that work for you are too lazy to sweep and mop the floor, I do not trust them with food.
Well, like I said, it was pretty similar to how I remembered it.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it had changed too much.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I like that first place we went to.
It was at 4th Street Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place was cool.
Yeah.
I like little environments like that. That was pretty nice. And then like they had the bar from the outside where you could sit at the bar from the outside. So I don't know. I like that whole setup. And we get a burrata. We get some calamari. So they had all the stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we just got those 2 things, but I saw some of the other things they brought out that looked really nice too.
Yeah.
But we had been eating the whole time we had left. Like the whole day we were eating stuff. So like by that time I was like, man, I'm already kind of full. Like, and then at the end of the night we get wings on.
Yeah, the wings on. Yeah.
It was a lot. We were eating a lot that day.
We ate a lot.
Yeah, but that was fine.
I really wanted to get some Spinelli's pizza.
Yeah.
But the wait was 70 minutes. It said it was gonna take.
Yeah, and you were not gonna last that long.
It was like 1 a.m. already. I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah, you were already about to fall asleep.
I fell asleep while we were waiting for the wing zone.
Yeah.
And then, never mind.
Well, the hotel we stayed in was huge.
Yeah.
That's the thing with this hotel is a nice hotel. It's just, I thought the rooms were okay, but I think in general the hotel was nice because they had so many different spaces to like do different events and things like that. And they had a bunch of big ballroom spaces, so it was like a pretty cool thing. It was some type of child situation there. The kids were probably on some type of team.
Basketball thing going on.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Looked like basketball girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. All tall, skinny.
Yep.
Teenage girls. And what happened? We get in the elevator, and these girls were like, what were they doing?
They just giggling and talking in there.
Giggling.
Oh my god!
And then
It's
they
like,
get
oh
out
my God.
they get out of the elevator, and there's another couple there, and they're like, we got those at home. We don't need them right now.
No, what she said is, I'm so happy I don't have girls.
Oh, is
she
that what
said
it
they
is?
said we have one boy, and they said no, we have 2 or 3 boys, I believe, and they said, and one of our boys, his girlfriend lives at our house.
Oh, yeah, that's
and it's
right.
the worst,
It's
and
the worst.
she's the worst.
She's this. They said she's this little tiny girl, and you can hear her anywhere she is. She's stomping around like.
Hey, like she had an attitude problem. She got a smart mouth. I'm like, we don't like want nothing to do with girls.
No
They're
girls.
just too much. It's like sometimes, okay, I could see people perspective on that sometimes. Sometimes girls are a little bit too much.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. I be feeling like sometimes guys be talking too. Working in kitchens, you hear guys, they be running their mouth just as much as the girls. It's like girls are catty, but sometimes the boys are just the same. They might be a little bit different, but I know you be sneakily like telling secrets too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody likes the drama. Everybody got something to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was and then there was like military people,
Yeah.
like a bunch of like people. And
There's a bunch of stuff going on
Yeah.
for them to go to that hotel.
Right.
And military people, that's paid for. The basketball girls, their families have to help pay for that.
Right.
That's the shitty part.
But the lady say she like your boots. There's a military lady.
Yeah.
She said, I like your boots. And what did you say?
I said, oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I asked her how long she been in. She said 24 years.
24
Damn,
years.
girl. I mean, but some people like it. Some people get in, they like it. The biggest part about the military that I don't like is that you're not your own person. They tell you what to do all the time.
Maybe that's what she likes. But she
Hey,
said
we're gonna
she,
go work out. Workout day, guys. Like, no, I don't want to work out today.
she said she had been in for 24 years, which means that she's in her 40s.
Gotta be.
She didn't look like she was in her 40s.
No, she looked like a little.
She looked like a little girl. She looked like she could be a basketball player.
No, not basketball. She's kind of short. She maybe I would have gave her like 30, maybe 33, 34. Not older than that.
Yeah.
But some people get in, and you might get certain positions where it's not as much Big Brother, but it's still Big Brother stuff. It's still certain things you have to do during the year. Whether you got to get this physical here, whether you got to like, it's all like mapped out in this. You don't make the rules. You just follow them, and like you might have some freedom in a position that you might be in. Like me working in the kitchen, I don't have to like do watch standing. So certain things I got out of, but like, oh, it's workout day, so we're gonna go play baseball today for workout day. Well, I don't want to play baseball. Well, you don't have no choice.
Yeah.
I didn't like that part. And then
Right.
it'd be like, hey, all right, so you're the lowest on the totem pole. We need you to take the company truck and drive over to the next state and go get these like paperwork or something. It's like you can't be like, hey, I don't feel like that today.
Right.
No, you're gonna go do it. And so that's the part about the military that I don't like.
Right.
So it's just being bossed around all the time.
You don't like that.
I don't like being bossed around.
No boss.
No boss.
Carmen does what she wants.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if I just don't feel like doing something one day, I want to be able to say no. Now, like, oh god, okay, guys, okay, so we're gonna run 1.5 miles today. That sounds horrific.
You don't want to run 1.5 miles.
No, ever.
Never, ever.
And then my boss would be like, "Come on, Carmen, we're not coming in last today." Yes, we are.
If I'm running,
I'm
we're
coming in last.
So,
So just leave me. Go about your business. Leave me by myself. I'm coming in last. I'm right next to
my God.
I'm coming in last, dude. It was between me and this one other girl. We was
Right.
both about to be. We're fine with that. We
fine.
can walk. Y'all can go ahead of us. We can walk back together.
You're probably having a nice little chat,
We had a nice little chat walking back. Instead, they want to run with
taking a
us.
smoke break.
Yeah.
I'll get to that 1.5 miles right quick.
Yeah. Instead, they're just sitting there watching us like, come on, guys, we could do it. Let's keep pushing.
Yeah.
This is horrible. I don't like this at all. I was like, this is military. I only could do this so long. They keep making me run. I don't like that. The running was the biggest problem.
Running's the worst, man.
It really is.
It's the worst. Why you gotta run?
On a treadmill is fine because I can stop it whenever I want to.
Uh-huh.
But like running like a marathon or something, like I don't see how your dad does that type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
How you just keep running?
I don't know. Couldn't do it.
Me either.
You gotta run.
I know a lot of people who run.
Uh-huh.
I know a couple people in Maine that would do it. They loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like one of the guys, he would have his kid do it. And I'm like, I wonder if that kid wants to do it.
Uh-huh.
Or if he's just like, come on, son. I'm a runner. You're going to be a runner.
All right.
I was like, that sounds horrific.
Yeah, it's like, don't you see the joys of running?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
awesome.
running with my dad.
You ready to go for a run? Yeah, Dad. Running.
It's so silly. I was listening to this clip that Theo Von did, and he's talking about him and his friends being like high at a marathon thing or something like that. Him and his friends were there, and he said all the runners were passing the water table with the cups of water on it, and they were like, "Hey, no, for Asian people only." And he said they in the middle of running, they just like, "Oh, okay," like they just keep running. They don't know what to do because they don't have time to like process the fact that they're fucking with them.
Right.
And so he's like, every time they run past, he'd be like, no, for Asian people only. He's like, we thought it was so funny. I'm like, don't be fucking with those people running. They already got a hard enough time right now.
Right.
Let them have the water.
Let them get the water.
So silly.
Uh-huh.
You think that's funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Seinfeld where they're at the runner and Kramer's got I think it's Kramer. He's got like a hot coffee. Mm-hmm. And the guy, he pours the hot coffee on his face. He's like, he freaks out. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Seinfeld. I don't think I'm ever going to stop watching Seinfeld.
Yeah, you like
I've
it?
literally watched Seinfeld my entire life. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I'm ever going to not.
And you still watch it all the time?
Yeah.
I'm just like...
Isn't that weird?
No, not that weird.
That's kind of strange.
It's some stuff that I'll still watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's some things that I'll still check out. I mean, you keep saying I watch the same thing over when I watch the Housewives of Atlanta clips over and over.
You watch the same reunion thing over. You watched it last night. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's good.
I'm in the other room and I'm listening to it. And it's like, how can you watch the same thing like that? Well, I guess I watch. But Seinfeld has hundreds of episodes.
It's a lot of clips for the Housewives too.
Yeah,
it's just some of the
little
ones.
tiny clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I watch a lot of Norm.
Yeah, me too.
On the ride up, you were telling me about Norm Macdonald had Andy Dick on his show. Mm-hmm. And what was the joke?
They were saying, he said, one of the most accomplished comedians, Sinbad. Uh-huh. And then they was laughing so hard it took him like 4 times to do the joke. And then he was like, one of the most accomplished comedians, Sinbad. Looks like he's filed for bankruptcy for the 2nd time. It looks like things are going from Sinbad to sin worst. He was like, this is the worst joke ever.
And you're telling me about it, but I've seen that clip a million times. Mm-hmm. Like, so I already know it, but it's still funny.
It is really funny. Yeah. Because it's Andy Dick and he got himself together.
Right.
Like, Andy Dick is fine when he got himself together. He's so funny and I love watching him. Uh-huh. But then when he don't got himself together, he a tyrant. Uh-huh. He's just coming like this. He's like a tornado that come in the room, just like tear everything apart.
Yeah.
So, but when he got himself together, he got his suit on, he got his hair cut, he's sober, he looks good. It's like good. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's good. And he's trying to be behaved.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get when you're going to get it.
Yeah.
He a wild card.
You don't know.
Right.
Is he going to be crazy Andy Dick?
Right.
Is he going to be... I think he was on there shortly after he did Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
So he was like on a... But from what I've seen lately, he's...
back getting crazy.
Getting crazy.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening and watching another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.